Okay, welcome to my channel. Today we are looking at the KV-3 heavy tank. This tank and I don't know. I bought it once and I sold it because I hated it, but I bought it back because I really want the KV-4. And to be honest with you, the more I play it, it's growing on me. Honestly, there's two things. One, you come into it assuming it's got great armor, right? Every time you run against one of these, it always seems like all you can do is bounce shots. But the truth of the matter is the armor, it's okay. It's a good side scraper. That's where it's strong. And it's also good at, pretty heavy angling because it's got a decent amount of armor on the sides. But when you're above tier 7, you get tier 8 and 9 battles, you are going to get penetrated fairly easily. So that's a little frustrating. The turret has a lot of angling on it, so if you get the side here, this is a nice, easy place to penetrate. But in general, if they try to hit you while you're angled, they're going to have a hard time getting in the front area of the turret. So that's kind of a nice feature. This uses the same 122 millimeter that most of the Russian tanks get. It's the D25T. It's the same gun that's on the IS, same gun or similar gun to what's on the SU-122. Right? Or 152, my apologies. The SU-152, the SU-122-44, and it's a slower rate of fire, though. It's about the same rate of fire that you find on the IS. In fact, if we look, the IS's rate of fire is 488. The KV-3 gets 488. It's exactly the same. So, the gun, for those of you that have watched my channel and know how I feel about it, it's a good gun, but it does have low penetration for its tier. In fact, it's the lowest of the heavies on tier 7. That's not true. That's not true. I am sorry. The Black Prince is the lowest, and the Black Prince has 171, so it's 4 less. However, the rate of fire is much faster, almost triple the rate of fire. Low alpha, lots of bounces. We'll get to this tank eventually. I don't feel like I have enough battles in it yet. So, with this gun handling, you've got about 5 rounds a minute, maybe less, a little bit less. 175 penetration, but 400 damage, so it's the highest alpha of its tier. The dispersion is terrible. This tank is meant for close-up combat. It's really not meant for long-distance sniping. You can do it, and sometimes the hits will hit. And you'll be like, yeah, because it does, 400 off an enemy tank is a pretty high hit. 46 dispersion is bad, though. And the aim time of 3.4 is a little aggravating. That is a long time to be aiming, but it is what it is. I mean, that's how this gun is on all the Russian tanks, and it's still a strong tank. So, top speed, 32 kilometers per hour. I will tell you, it does not get to that speed very quickly. It is kind of a slug. It's not a fast-moving tank by any means. Horrid traverse speed, 18. That is just super slow. And if we, for comparison, the IS has a 35 traverse. Now the IS is lighter, but still, most of these tanks at tier 7. Tiger's 26. The Black Prince is 20, so it's even slower than the Black Prince on its traverse speed. That's ouch, but not much, but it is slower. The turret traverse is 22. So once again, this is a very slow handling tank. You have to be. It is a heavy tank, and that's how it plays. Crappy view range, 340, though it's not horrible for its tier. It's probably about average. Tiger 380 has good view range. IS 350 has a better view range. Black Prince has a better, so I guess I'm wrong. It's actually miserable. 380 on this. Yeah, so it's the worst view range in its class. The T150 had the same problem. For those of you that remember my T150 review, I do not like the T150 because I'm blind whenever I drive it. You can't see anything. So people are shooting at you, bouncing shots on you, and you cannot tell who is doing what. Another odd thing about this tank is that it has 6 crew members instead of 5. So you're going from, now, KV-2 also had that. So I guess it makes sense that the KV-3 would have 5 or 6 also. But that's, it doesn't fit some of the trainers. So... Anyway, yeah, so this tank, overall the package, I'm starting to like it. Let's take a look at my record with it. It's not great, but it's showing some promise. 57 battles, 58% win rate. And actually, I think, honestly, out of the tier 7 heavies, that's That's one of my higher rates. But also, you got to remember, this tank is newer for me. So I'm a better player now than I was 2 years ago. So you'll see some of these tanks like the KV-3, the KV-2, you know, the M103. These are all newer tanks for me, so they have a higher win rate because I'm a better player than I used to be. But then you'll look at some of these other tanks. Well, you know, if we go down, the T-29 is only 52%. But that's because I've had that tank. That was one of the first Tier 7 heavies that I got. And the IS is even worse. I think it's 51%. It's going to take me a lot longer to fix that than it will this one, because this one I started off when I was a good player. So honestly, obviously, we're clicking at this point. If I'm winning almost 60% of my battles in this tank, well, hey, that means I'm doing well with it. And that's probably one of the reasons why I like it. I find that I'm able to use it more effectively now. And I'll tell you what, on a Tier 7 battle, this thing is heaven. Because you can just blast people away and they have a hard time penetrating you. I do use the toolbox. I use the gun laying drive and the rammer, obviously trying to get those bullets out and accurately as fast as possible. But I feel like the toolbox, because this thing does get tracked frequently because it's slow. So, all right, so let's go ahead and run it. Interesting MM. A lot of heavy tanks in this battle. Yeah. I like this tank. Let's see how we do today. I also did my AT-7 review and had an amazing battle, so hopefully we'll pick up one of those. But we're going to do 2 battles. I don't spend a ton of time on these tanks because, you know, first of all, they're free. So, you know, and it's Tier 7, so it's not that hard to get to. But I know people are interested in these tanks, and this is an old one. This tank has been around, well, since I started playing almost 3 years ago. Definitely. And since, I think the beginning of the game, the KV-3 has been in it. So it's an oldie. Most people have played through it. I know it doesn't have as much of appeal for a review video, but, you know, I have it. I'm going to be selling it once I get the next tank, so might as well do a review and see you guys, you know, like it, if something you're interested in. One of the areas where I feel that this tank is not as strong as the IS is the fact that with the slow mobility, oh, this guy's shooting at the other guy. With its slow mobility, you are going to have some issues. And the reason why that is because, you know, with the gun penetration, you really need to kind of get flanked to some of these heavier enemies. Wow, if that bridge wasn't there, I'd hit that dude. Hang on, I'm thinking now. What was I saying? Oh, so anyway, the IS has the ability to get around the opponents because of its speed, whereas this tank tends to be a hair slower. So that kind of, you know, puts a damper on, you know, getting flanking maneuvers. But right, I need to go help these dudes. So we'll get down here where we can be of more use. Oh, this Carnarvon's out to just get himself killed, it looks like. It's weird. And here's where the problem is. I want to get up here to help these dudes, and I'm too flippin' slow. Wow, there's a lot of tanks over here. This guy's out of where he's about to get it tracked. Hopefully I'll do some damage to him. Nope. I get a bounce. Hooray. They must have tank destroyers on the bridge or something. I want to make them think twice about doing this. And I wish... Is there a spot where I can get in here? Yep. Yep. And see, that's going to make them second guess. We want to get them to bunch up. Oh, good. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Yeah, and these, you know, the T-29 and the T-32 are going to have a hard time penetrating my tank. Uh-oh. Try to get these guys to stop, huh? Come on, get down. Oh. I already used my track kit. I forgot. I need to get down. Come on, get that track fixed, guys. With the toolbox. That's me fixing the track. Nope. Well, I did what I could against the tanks that I could, and I think, you know, unfortunately these guys, what happened to my support there? They weren't doing anything. Ugh. But what can you do? They just had more tanks than we did. And we didn't get enough killed, so... I didn't do so good that battle. Of course we lost. Oh well. Next. Well, all I've been able to pull today are tier 8 battles. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not getting any tier 7 battles, so... Well, I can't complain. This tank does see tier 9, so... Whatever. I guess I'm just getting 8s all the way. I tried 2 more battles between this one and that one. Hopefully this one will go better. They just... both of them I got into... got into big trouble. I got, you know, in the one battle they were flinging gold. The guys were going right through they hit me 3 times in the gun mantle, like, right in the gun mantle. And it went right through. Like, yeah, that's not gold. So, no, nobody's going River Road, so I guess that means I'm gonna go River Road. Come on, guys, seriously. Teams are terrible. Seriously, stop it, dude. Get off me. There's Lieutenant Shady. Alright, well, I think we're going to lose this one, but hopefully we won't run into their top tanks because I can't penetrate the KV-4 with this thing. What do they got? Tiger 2. Man, we can do that. Indian Panzer, we're fine with. Seriously, get off my tank, dude! Gosh. Knock it off. I don't like when people touch my tank. No tank touching. Here he comes again. Lieutenant Shady. Well, he's going to back out for us, but... Whoa! Get some angling going. T-29 flubbed a shot. He may reload before I do, but... Oh, wow, that was quite a roll. Yeah, these guys are doomed. T-34-1, is that like a... I just don't want to hit my teammates. No, he's hitting that tank too. Look at this. This guy just doesn't know how to drive. He's been smoking pot and driving. Check that out. Look at him drive. I mean, look at this. He's like all over the place. Doesn't... It's like... wiggling around, driving sideways, going to the edge, cutting people off. It's like, dude. Squirmy? Is that... I don't know how else to put it, but he's kind of wiggly. What? Just go! Why do you keep looking around, dude? There's nothing to see. Just go. Like, what are you looking at? He wants me to go first, but he's waiting for me to go. Yeah, well, get in the way. That was luck. Yeah, we know. Let's see, who's the bigger threat to me? Probably the Jag Panther 2, so I'm going to put a bullet in him. JP2 is kind of soft. But not there. That sucks because I'm not going to... They'll try to hit me again. Oh, look at that. And they just go right through. It's such a bunch of BS. With those. Kill that Jag Panther 2, man. He's our priority. Get behind the JP. Get behind the good old... there we go. Who's firing on me? Getting hit from the hill. RH. She's coming. We're gonna make these guys sweat. We're gonna make the RH come to me. Yeah, this thing's not worth it, but now I'm gonna die. Flipping Cromwell. Let him out, come on. Yeah, I'll make you pay for that, dude. Oh, no! Where's that RH? Yeah, I might as well stay for the cap points, whatever. There we go. Good job, T-150. Even though he irritated the heck out of me with his stupid driving. Yeah. Pretty cool. Let's see how this went. 2-4. Oh, yeah, there we go. Nice score there. Top scorer on the damage. Top scorer on the team. After 3 losses, though, it's tough. I did bounce 1,300. And, yeah. What's ironic to me is that this tank, the AT-7, actually bounces more shots than this tank does. The tank destroyer. Anyway. Yeah, so that's the KV-3. It is a decent tank, and I do like it. It's not my favorite, but it's a good tank. So... I'm looking forward to the KV-4, and especially once it's fully upgraded. But pardon me, this is definitely a passable tank, and it's worthwhile going through. It's an oldie but a goodie, and like I said, the gun is a little frustrating because of the bounces. But if you played the Russian tanks, you're used to that. So the high alpha is worth the payoff when you actually hit, and instead of bouncing, it's nice to see 400 come off of an enemy tank. So. Hope you guys have a great night. Be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys on the battlefield. Talk to you soon. Bye.